Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me for the Scorpio December Horoscope. Well, it's a really big month for most people this month. I mean, yes, we do have Christmas, and happy Christmas to all of you who celebrate Christmas, but there's a lot going on in the heavens as well. So firstly, we have a thing called a minor grand trine happening. I'll talk about that in a moment. We have Venus going retrograde. We have a solar eclipse, and we also have Jupiter changing houses and changing signs. So it's going into Pisces at the end of the month. Just briefly, how I do this is I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. I'll have a look at your horoscope in depth, and then I'll do a psychic channeling at the end, so stick around for that. If you are new, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, let's go to the board and see what the cards have to say. These are the theme cards, so you can think about the first card as the first half of the month if you like, and the second card is the second card of the month. Okay, Sensational Scorpio. Let's go with that one there. No, I'll go with that one there. All right, closing my eyes, like to have a little vision before I turn the card over. I see very angular shapes, okay, straight away, because I'm using the word angular. That's making me think about the angles in your horoscope chart, and we have the moon here, right, coming onto your ascendant during the month, so that will bring up things. Maybe you need more privacy. There's a lot of emotion coming up, deep things from the subconscious. We also have the full moon over here in your 8th house of shared resources and intimacy, and we have a solar eclipse here in your 2nd house. So that's saying to me this moon combination is very tied into your money, what's happening with your money. Okay, so the card that comes up is Pentacles. Guess what? It's all about your money. Okay, so we have the 3 of Pentacles. Now you'll see there that she's doing some work, and it's likely to be quite spiritually rewarding. There's a sense of achievement, a sense of success here because of the gold around the solar plexus, but there's also likely to be a spiritual element to it as well. If you're looking for work, it's an excellent time to find work and to be suitably rewarded for what you do. So, okay, that's the first card. So the first half of the month, your focus is on work or money. This one's just jumped out. The second half of the month, maybe it's on home and family, and you do have a little bit of activity there with Saturn and Jupiter there in your house of home and family. This is the inner child too, because see this child's rocking horse, and you'll see that Jupiter is moving from home and family into the 5th house. I'll talk about that, what that means, but certainly it is the world of the child, and you might be feeling closer to the inner child within, or you might have more to do with children. This is all about nurturance, kindness, supporting people, and motherhood. Okay, so, okay, there are your 2 cards, so keep those in mind. Now, your horoscope. We have this minor grand trine I was just talking about. Mars in Scorpio in your sign. So this gives you a huge amount of energy, and probably the drive or ambition to do something with your life. It's at a very deep level. In Scorpio, it's very compelling. There's lots of emotions around, and it's coming from deep within. So you might want to strike out on your own. You might want to be more independent. You want to do things your own way. And then we have a sextile here to Venus in Capricorn in your 3rd house of communications. This is a great time to promote a business, do some marketing. It's also a great time for study and learning things. Maybe there's lots to do in your local environment and you busy yourself with normal everyday tasks. And you might be socialising with lots of people here. You're like flitting around doing job to job in your local area. And then we have that's sextiling Neptune in Pisces in the 5th house. This brings a very spiritual cast to your romance, to your creativity, and Jupiter is expanding this also in Pisces. I think it's the 28th that goes into Pisces. It moves into this house on the 27th and then on the 28th into Pisces. And so you might find, as I was saying before, the world of the child is closer to you. It's also about entertainment and leisure and pleasure. And Neptune wants you to be relaxed and to go with the flow, especially in Pisces. So the only thing you need to be a little bit cautious of is if there's something going on with romance, that you're not wearing rose-coloured glasses. You actually see the person who they really are, not just the image that is presented to you, because sometimes Neptune can make you a little naive or gullible, believing what people say automatically without really questioning, and you just accept anything and everything basically. So do watch that tendency. All right, the next thing I want to talk about, Venus retrograde here brings a beautiful sort of Venusian glow to your communications. People are attracted to you. But on the 19th of the month, she goes retrograde, so things could slow down a bit. You might have to sort of adjust and find a new way of dealing with communications and, again, marketing and study or something like that. Then we have a solar eclipse in Sagittarius in your 2nd house of finances that I alluded to before. This brings a new beginning and a great focus on your money. And there's a lot of activity going on here, especially when Mars moves in here, brings extra energy. 2nd and the 8th house working together. And then we have the full moon in the 8th house of joint resources. So a solar eclipse will amplify what's going on, and that's on the 4th of the month. I'll talk about that in depth in a moment. And Jupiter changing houses and signs I've already talked about. So yeah, there's a fair bit happening there. Now, looking at other influences, the 29th of November to the 3rd sees Venus sextiling Neptune. I just discussed that a moment ago, but it also gives you the inclination towards beauty, peace and harmony, okay? And you feel gentle and kind towards other people and they respond in kind to you. 30th of November through to the 3rd of December, Mars conjuncts Mars. It's like you want a fresh start in life. You feel more confident. You've got more power. Also, you have a lot of abundant energy, so you can channel that into decisive action or vigorous work. Do watch for accidents or perhaps anger or irritability and impatience generally with that one. 1st of December to the 5th of December, Venus is sextiling Mars. This is fun. It brings flirtation into the mix. You could be feeling quite romantic and expressive and lively, and there's loving feelings flowing between you and other people, especially the opposite sex. Friendships are strengthened, and your creativity and desire to make something beautiful is also stimulated now. The solar eclipse in Sagittarius in your 2nd house on the 3rd of the month means you'll be taking care of your possessions and personal belongings, and you need to secure your valuables and finances. It's like a sort of financial checkup, so to speak. That would be helpful if you could do that. But there's a new beginning there with your finances that I talked about before. 8th to the 15th of the month, Venus conjuncts Pluto, bringing up really deep emotions. You might have memories of the past. It could be things like fears and insecurities coming up. And you could also develop a powerful attraction to someone who fascinates you, especially with Jupiter and Neptune here, but be careful, as I also mentioned. There's like yearnings and longings that are coming up here with this as well. 12th to the 24th of January 2022, Mars moves into your second house of possessions, monies and values. If you've been passive about business affairs or finances or material security, you'll now take a more active, positive stance towards that. This gives you increased ambition and enterprise, but do watch for arguments about money. We have from the 13th of December to the 2nd of January 2022, Mercury moving into your third house. You're likely to have high intellectual curiosity. You may flit from one activity to another and spend a lot of time chatting and socialising, and that's not all bad. Sometimes that's a good thing. There's frequent outings and excursions in your local area, and it's a great time to take a field trip or travel for business purposes. 18th of December sees a full moon in Gemini in your 8th house here, bringing concerns about jointly held assets, money or property. You may have quite an emotional attachment to this, and just be careful that you don't overreact to a situation or react to a situation as you always have, rather than viewing what's going on right at the moment. You could have the past coming up, giving you a different sort of lens to look through, but it's not the current reality. Watch that you don't overreact to some encounter. The 17th of December to the 20th sees Mars trining your MC. You can make your influence felt, and there's likely to be efforts to advance your career or alternatively your long-range life goals. This brings independent action, self-reliance, and taking a leadership position in your life. You have the green light, so go ahead. 10th of December to the 31st of December, Saturn sextiles Mercury. This is fabulous for concentration and being objective. You communicate very well at the moment, and you're also likely to understand subjects that require precise articulation, formulation of principles. You're very well organised and structured, and more matter of fact than usual. You can reach agreement with other people regarding rules, regulations and procedures. If you attend any meetings, they're likely to run smoothly and concrete decisions can be reached. Unclear communications with other people that might have been problematic can be cleared up and resolved. And, it's like you get things fixed. You're fixing things and healing things under this. More fixing things, actually, because it's a sort of more mental sort of realm. So it's time to set the record straight with anyone that you have not been able to reach a good understanding with. And you may also consult with an expert or a consultant, or people may consult with you. 21st of December to the 20th of January 2022, Sun in your third house. It's a busy, active time. Here it is here. A busy, active time. Lots of phone calls, errands, commercial transactions that you're attending to. It might be hard for you to have long periods of time where you work on your own. You sort of want to fritter away time chatting and socialising with other people. That's okay. 24th to the 27th, Mars trines Chiron. Okay, this is where the healing energy comes in more than with Saturn sextiling Mercury that I mentioned before, because Chiron is the wounded healer. So you're likely to be quite in tune with your inner energy and your own healing resources. You can find a new or different activity that allows you to express your individuality and also your deep-seated needs. You could discover a healthy channel for your body or maybe your emotional growth. 25th of December to the 28th, Mars sextiles Saturn. This brings energy for self-discipline, training. And perseverance. Sometimes you might have a tedious job to do, but you'll have the ability and stamina to do it this time, and you don't have to put it off. So you're likely to accomplish real practical things under this influence. 24th to the 30th, Mars conjuncts Pluto, stirring up deep emotions. You become more intense and perhaps even demanding of other people, so watch that. Fears and insecurities may come up, and you might feel a very strong need to love and be loved. There's a very compelling quality to the feelings you experience, and you might meet someone or develop a powerful attraction to someone who fascinates and mystifies you. It's a good time to reveal your deepest feelings and yearnings to people that you can trust. But do be careful with that. That's very important, that you be able to trust them. You don't want people, blabbing your information all over the place. So if you don't know anyone you can talk to, ring us at absolutesoulsecrets.com. Our psychics are very aware of the need for confidentiality, and you will not be judged. 23rd of December to the 2nd of January, Jupiter trines the moon. You're likely to be feeling very easygoing and agreeable. Tolerance is your middle name. Maybe you feel a bit lazy, lounging around. That's fine. There's a time for that. It's time to recuperate, relax and rejuvenate. Go for a walk in the mornings. That's all right for a few days. We're talking about 9 days here. So that's fine. If it goes for weeks, well, yeah, you need to sort of rouse yourself. Go for a walk in the morning, perhaps that might help. So 27th of December to the 11th of May 2022, Jupiter moves into your 5th house here of leisure and pleasure, and then into Pisces on the 28th. And this brings a burst of inspiration and playfulness. Relationships with children are likely to be excellent. You might have news. Maybe one of your friends is pregnant, or somebody in your family is pregnant. But yeah, it's just time for having fun. It's also wonderful for romance. And with those other influences going on I mentioned before, you could meet somebody. Then we have 24th of December to the 3rd of January 2022, Jupiter trining your ascendant here. And this is fabulous because it gives you more energy to be more confident, and you can openly win respect and approval or admiration from other people. You can promote your ideas and plans, and people sort of go along, giving you some support. It's also an excellent time to influence government agencies, start a new business, or make a career change. Legal matters also can work out very well. 21st of December to the 9th of January 2022, Saturn squares Uranus. Right, we've been dealing with this most of this year on and off, and it continues through 2022. And this is like things, slow down. There's obstacles, there's frustration, there's delay, because Saturn and Uranus, they want different things, and Saturn wants things to stay the same and to work in very slow steps, and Uranus wants things to go really quickly and to bolt ahead and do something unusual or different, and so it's quite volatile. And so you've got these sort of two opposite energies within you. So you could feel blocked and hemmed in some way. There's some sort of restriction, especially from conservative people or established rules. And you might need to find new outlets for your creative ideas. You might have to let go of something and try a new angle. It's not the time for reckless behaviour or breaking the law, because the authorities will definitely crack down under this influence. So just for your own good, watch the reckless and risky behaviour. And although it might seem that the things that you like the most are getting blocked, that frustration level builds up. It's important that you don't give up on the things that are really important to you. they will work out. You might need to make adjustments, but anything that's really valuable for your soul and your long-term growth, you'll get there. Okay, so just be patient. I should have made that bigger, and you would have been able to see better if I had have thought of it. Okay, so there it is there if you want to write anything down. Yes, so there's a lot happening, particularly to do with your money, okay? So Saturn you might find you're in two minds, because you might want to invest or do something with your money, and Uranus is pushing you towards, say, for example, cryptocurrencies, but Saturn doesn't want you to do that, because Saturn wants you to keep your money in the bank, okay? So you feel like in two minds in yourself. Okay, so Sensational Scorpio. Now I'm just going to close my eyes and see what I can see for you for the month of December 2021. There's a big tree. My focus is right on the top of the tree, not the roots, not your family, not your ancestry, but on the top of the tree, which is you, and then the sky, which is bright blue. And this is a sky of mind. So I think this is emphasizing how important it is that you think practically and logically, and that will give you the answers to your situation. Okay, whatever your situation is, this focus between the top of the tree, the crown chakra, perhaps you can meditate and open up. Imagine that you're opening up your crown chakra. Now, when I say that, I see columns and columns of coins. This means change, but it does also indicate your money. It's almost like you'll be able to think your way out of problems regarding money, or it might be that you can think your way into investments or possible ways to increase your money. Now, when I say that, there's sort of some bubbling over here on the right side, and it's like I'm looking at the Himalayas, the Himalayan mountains, and they're bubbling. So I don't know if this is for you or just the world in general. I feel there's like earthquakes going on this month in December. So it could be personal or could be on the collective there. I don't know. But yeah, I feel the sense of earthquakes to do with a mountain range, possibly India, Tibet, China, perhaps. Yeah, and it's just all sort of bubbling away. Okay, stress and tension, the word is. Maybe the earthquakes are reflecting the amount of stress and tension that us humans are experiencing. When I say that, there's bright green that comes in. It's lime green, so very yellow. So the area between the solar plexus and the heart here, and lots of change there and lots of movement there of energy. The energy coming up from the solar plexus. You want to achieve something. This is about your goals. And it comes into your heart, and then you have to sit with it to see what your true heart's desires are. And the green is now changing colour to a sort of less yellow green. It's more moving into the heart now. And the heart will tell you what you're supposed to do. There's a big eye just here, like I'm looking at somebody's eye, or maybe it's like an eye in space, you know, that it's a nebula, I think. It's called the Eye of God. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, God is watching you. If you don't like the word, call it, if you don't like the word God, call it the universe or spirit or something else. The terminology really doesn't matter. Somebody is giving somebody, it's like a necklace. But it's some spiritual message in the necklace. Okay, it's crystals, and they're in sort of long little sorts of wands around the necklace, and pink, it's like rose quartz or something like that. So it's spiritual. There's sort of like a healing going on with this between the throat and the heart energy. So you might be talking more about the things that you love and what your closest desires are. Okay, so that's it. I hope this is helpful for you, Sensational Scorpios. Please let me know. It'd be wonderful if you could share this on your socials. And if you are new, please consider joining the channel and hitting that notification bell right now. Okay, have a fabulous month, everyone. Thanks so much for listening today. Merry Christmas if you follow Christmas. Not everybody does. Okay, I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.